Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. Yesterday, Uni took to Twitter to host a space with even more excuses and explanations. Yet, it appears no accountability. I've only glossed over this recording. I am aware he went on kick some hours later. I've no interest in reacting to another 2.5 hours of bullocks. Never mind. Let us see what old man had to say.
Might as well. We're going to have to do that, I guess. So Friday, was it Friday? Shit. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you guys. Let's start with like whatever day it was that I live streamed the letter in Discord to some of my mods.
Your first mention of the letter was April 28th or 29th of 2023.
And now I feel like that was a major mistake. Honestly, that was a major mistake.
Why? Your letter certainly isn't any different than the posted letter. Make it make sense.
So my mods had basically told me that there's too many people out there doubting things or something and yada yada, they need to see the letter. And I said, yeah, but that goes against me doing what I was told to do. And so it would be a trust thing. It would be like one of those things where it's like, I'm only going to show people the letter. I'm only going to let you, go into this. When I say live stream, I mean Discord, by the way. Like, you go into a room in Discord and you can live stream.
You are very good at the hey. Look over there. Method of speaking to your audience. We all know about the letter. Please explain.
And, of course, I'm sitting there like not knowing what the right thing to do is. Because I don't know if I can trust the people that are there. Because I've had this experience where, even if you have somebody around for years, they can all of a sudden kind of surprise you and stab you in the back.
If there is nothing suspicious or worth questioning with your actions, then your worst enemy could attend your Discord chat. And it should matter not. Do go on.
So, the letter live stream, I don't even remember what day it happened.
29 of April.
Day that Exy went out and showed that JLR had admitted that he sent the letters, because now I have two. And
they are both the same fucking letter,
so,
Jason.
Did the live stream happen? Oh, that's right. Yeah, right after we did the live stream, and I cut the live stream. So after I showed them the letter, and we all sit down and talk to my mother for a moment.
Who's we all? None of this makes sense. At all. Why not just admit that perhaps you lied? Or better, you jumped on this and ran without proper thought.
That's when they had come in and said, hey, EKC is going live with the letter. And of course, I'm like, okay, well, it better be redacted. And I found out that, in the very least, Exy redacted parts of the letter. So that was, one assurance. But she did admit something, which, I will lay into her for, which is that she didn't, she had to redact one thing from the letter.
You are trying to balance the pendulum by the hatred some have for Erin. This is not about Erin. This is about the story you told your faithful audience mate.
The hell? Oh, Julie wants to speak. Okay. Well, Julie, I'll let you speak. That's fine. Oh, hold on. Let me pull it back up. Just give me a minute to let me finish here. I'll go ahead and add you to speak now, but just let me talk for a second, if you will.
Warning. He is about to gaslight the proper fuck out of Julie. In my opinion.
Because I want to kind of go through the last few days, and then we can, talk. Because I haven't got to talk to you in Discord for a few days. Okay, so basically, let's see here. People, let's go through some issues people have. So here's issue number one. People are saying that the letter wasn't a threat or some shit. Yes, it was.
Well, it is more an ultimatum. A cease and desist. With ramification of failure to comply listed, perhaps it could be twisted into a threat. Do go on.
They're forgetting. I'm going to be nice. They're forgetting something. I'll say they are forgetting something. They're not forgetting anything, by the way. But I'll be nice and say that they're forgetting. JLR had a direct line of communication to me. JLR could have sent me a cease and desist at any time. Okay?
And he did. My God, man, stop it.
So he has not only a direct line of communication to me, I can prove it. You can go back to when JLR first doxed me and my family, which would have been the discussion of the PayPal dono docs.
You said Betty did that, or am I mistaken?
And for those of you who will still keep lying, I'll just go ahead and lay it out. Everybody's laying it out on me. I'll just lay it out back. Got me? For those people that are out there still lying on me, saying that JLR did not dox my family in PayPal messages, he's admitted to it. Well, Betty has for him. And remember, Betty and JLR sent their messages. They both admitted this. No, you don't got to trust Uni. They sent their messages back to back. They sent the PayPal messages together. One right after the other, okay?
For fuck's sake, man. Okay, that happened. But, why did you not simply say the asshole sent a document to cease speaking on him? Wow.
So, that proves that he did dox my family. And he knew he could just come on my show at any time. And if he didn't, he knew how he could send me a cease and desist or any paperwork he wants. See, people out there are pretending like Uni made a big deal about a letter and a cease and desist. Well, I told you it was a cease and desist.
Unirock, is this you?
Now, there was no cease and desist, just so you know. This wasn't some legal thing. There was no request for an interview, okay? And basically, it was just a threatening kind of letter. It was a letter that implied things. Like, it's
People
hard
are
to
saying
say.
I should have just not said anything, or that I should have just went out and streamed a bunch of things. No, I should have did exactly what I did. Got me? So I know Navy and a few of the mods had an issue with. I really have no clue what they have an issue with or not. I can only go off of what they had an issue with because I haven't got a chance to talk to them, and I'll go into that here in a minute. But let's keep on track here. So remember, y'all, JLR doxes my family and Betty, and then sends the letters to my family. There was no JLR adding a cease and desist into the letters doesn't give him some kind of amnesty from doxing my family.
No, it does not. But why did you lie? That is the question, my darling. Wow.
Anyone making that argument is going to fail. It is nonsensical. It is ridiculous. Then again, have I been the one out there making money off of this? No. Have I been the one out there profiting off of this, getting clicks off of this? All these things these people are continually saying I am, which gives them the permission to sit here and play this game. Remember now, all of this needed to happen because Uni was lying about the letter.
Mate, you are not a victim. You at the very least misrepresented your circumstance. Admit it. This is terrible.
He was lying about being doxxed. He was lying that his family was doxxed, right? You following me here, people? So, point number one here, there is no non-dox. There is no amnesty. And if you want to, rewind to the first stream I did, you can hear me describe all of that. See, in order for me to be able to figure things out and respond, I have to have time if you're going to tell me to go to my lawyer. If you're not going to tell me to go to my lawyer, if that's a decision that we don't make, then I can go in and live stream the whole thing like I do everything else, right?
Stop it. You misrepresented the letter.
Your ass, I'm going to talk about it, okay? Now, what they're trying to do, and I say there as in, and it's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home, he listed names of YouTubers. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Betty was mentioned, Bullhorn Betty. Molly was mentioned, Molly Go Lightly. There were names there that I don't even know what the hell it was. Like, I'm sitting there listening to, because I haven't picked up this letter and looked at it because I don't live there.
So let's see here. Point number one, JLR has some form of amnesty, or the letter isn't threatening, or that Uni and his family wasn't doxxed. Lies. And I get why they're lying like that, because remember now, if Uni's been doxxed, then I would say 99% of all the arguments out there that people are making about me all of a sudden fall away.
You are not a victim.
Right? So, number two, the Queen Bee thing. Uni didn't tag Queen Bee. Oh, yes, I did. Many times. And I talked to Navy about this a few days ago.
I would perhaps speak to Navy privately. Given the current climate, actually, you are doing exactly what you did to Queen Bee. Which is discuss situations before discussing it with the other person. Basically, you're contradicting yourself to prove a point. Bollocks.
couldn't talk to anybody yesterday. But I talked to him, maybe it was Saturday, and I'm trying to get a hold of him now so we can sit down and talk. But we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. But, fuck, I just lost track of what I was saying. What was my second thing I was going into, Rachel? Did you hear me? Queen Bee. Oh, Queen Bee. Okay. Not tagging Queen Bee. Yes, I did. And again, you can go back to the stream I did with Queen Bee. You see, there is responsibility.
Yes, there is. You know, I've read many people expressed that you talk in circles. Perhaps I overlooked it. That is, until this very moment in time. My God.
In any situation, on both sides, okay? And so, when, as adults, something happens, I can only do what I need to do. And if the other person responds, if the other person reaches out, if the other person chooses not to, I am not going to pursue them.
If we go off of your own timeline, you barely gave Queen Bee, or others mentioned, hours before blasting this on a stream. I am unsure how you do not understand the upset amongst your own
everything
viewers.
In my power to make sure that they have been notified. Got me? Then that's enough. No, I'm not required while being doxxed and threatened, while having, these two idiots pulling everyone's strings out there like they're doing, JLR Betty. Well, there's probably more than two, but you know what I mean.
Get to the bloody point.
So that's one of my biggest observations. Let me interrupt this real quick. One of my biggest observations here is how many people out there are willing to defend J fucking LR without addressing the arguments against JLR. Right?
No. This is about your fabrication of truth. Not the very real fact that JLR is problematic.
Which is exactly what JLR wanting. Every time Molly would have something look really bad for her, she would always find a way to stir everything up and cause something like an Ashley Furniture debacle, right? Or any other debacle that needed to be there.
Sort of like a distracting letter, never mind.
So JLR just had his, deflection successfully maintained by people who seem to be against tragedy pimping, but for some reason are attacking the living fucklights out of me, and they won't even respond to the points I make that counter their points.
None of your points are making sense, mate.
You go to the top of the list, people. If you want to complain about small issues, we can. I'm down for that. Well, isn't that one of the biggest criticisms towards me? I talk too much. I'm addressing every little thing, right? Okay, good. We can do that. But we haven't even addressed the bigger issues. We haven't even, oh God, someone else is requesting, or did I kick Julie?
Answer the goddamned question about the letter.
I don't know who you are. Sorry.
I'm so here.
No, I'm just saying this new person who requested to speak, I don't know you. Sorry. Anyway. So let's get back to the Queen Bee thing here. I tagged Queen.
His third pass at his second point.
Queen Bee.
Never mind.
And when I realized, and when I was told that nobody had ever seen Queen Bee use our server, that she hadn't come in to talk in our server, which made me think, oh, she doesn't get any tags from our server. And I showed this in the my server, the Rockalot server. What do we call it? The Unicord. There it goes. In the Unicord server, I showed you that there are 3 options when it comes to Discord. You have 3 when you right-click a server. Based on what you click, that is what dictates whether you get certain tags or not.
Ah, we blaming Queen Bee now. This feels like we are blaming Queen Bee now.
No, guys, and I tried to explain this to Navy like Saturday night, not Sunday, not last night, Saturday night. Because again, I wasn't in yesterday.
You keep mentioning Navy. This is about you. And your own accountability. Are you alright?
We'll get into that in a little bit. The tag in the server is not what you type in the server. That is the command. Navy had no counter for this. I have no clue why this even fucking matters. Everyone is coming at me and repeating this. You didn't tag Queen Bee. You didn't tag Queen Bee. I go to my community tab and show them that I tagged Queen Bee in the community tab so that Queen would either A, watch the video to get the information she needs, or B, so that Queen would reach out. She is an adult. I do not have to go any further than that. I've talked to her several times. I was never given a specific way to contact her. And I knew that when I typed tags into the server, Nick got them. I can't count the amount of times Nick directly jumped in after I had tagged everybody or tagged the group that he's in, okay?
I thought you said you didn't understand how to use any of this. So, now we are just blaming everyone else in your Discord. Yikes.
So, when going to the community tab and tagging Queen Bee there, the Discord argument's gone. That's like saying, hey, I texted you with Facebook Messenger, never talked to you on there before, don't even know if you use it, but I texted you to your cell phone number, and you're still sitting there arguing about Facebook Messenger. Why didn't you do more with Facebook Messenger? Why didn't you do more to get a hold of me on Facebook? Because I texted you on your fucking phone, right? That's the only way I could even describe this. So when people are sitting there still bringing up this tag thing, I'm like, yeah, you're just trying to stoke drama. You're just trying to get some clicks, get some views. I don't know. Whatever, again, when I say this, just insert the first 3 days of like nonsense and all of them claiming all these things about me. Insert that into, you know, the clicks and drama and money. Because again, once JLR had come out and admitted that he sent both letters.
He sent a cease and desist.
Okay. Now, 99% of all of their points against me fall away. Right? Oh my God, he was doxxed. Oh my God, his mother and father were doxxed.
This is not how any of this works.
Oh my God, he, whatever it is. I don't got to name a million of them. You guys, based on who you've watched or what you're out there doing, you've either heard or not heard certain people just daily rolling on these things. So when I went live, and it boggles my mind. So when I go live and I'm in Discord, I'm talking to everybody, I'm being told to tag Queen Bee, and I'm saying no. Queen Bee is going to be tagged in the video. She's going to be tagged, later. She's going to like be informed of everything. Oh no, just tag her. You got to let her know now, Uni. Oh.
You really fancy yourself smooth enough to sell a cup of water to fish.
Okay, fine. I did it, right? Try in Discord, didn't work. Go to the community tab. I'm done. I go live. Now Queen knows that something big happened where her name was mentioned. She can watch the video because that's what the video said. And some people are saying that it was wrong of me to write that it's a threatening letter. No, you're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. You're not going to win these arguments. The only way you can even get people into these arguments is to sit and try to whip them into a dramatic fury, right?
Holy fucking gaslighting.
Been through this a million times. I know exactly what they're doing. Why didn't when you hear criticism, the first thing I'm thinking is, why in the world why didn't they mention this back when it happened? Or how about like a few days after it happened or something? Like the majority of the bullshit, it's like, hold on, what does that have to do with right now?
Quite a lot of people questioned this.
Hold on. Fucking A. Hey, I got to restart. Y'all give me like 2 minutes and I'm going to restart and we will continue. Julie, please jump in and request as soon as I restart. Or you can just let me mute for like 3 minutes. Let me just mute. I'm going to mute, okay? Julie, you can say hi to people or something while I mute.
So how's everyone feeling?
I completely forgot the poor girl was even there.
I'll not like starting my points until Uni's back. But how's everyone feeling, Any song requests? Don't go breaking my heart. I don't know, I'm trying to think of one.
Full stop. He is about to spend some time repeating himself. I waited earlier as I popped in and out. Specifically for Julie. Well, let's get to that bit. Mind you, poor dear barely gets a word in. I've left this bit, leading up to Julie attempting to speak over the ranting man-child.
He was trying to maliciously let me know, hey, I have this incredibly horrible background. I have this incredibly horrible reputation of stalking people and following them and trying to wield tragedies or bad information or things that have happened to them to harass them. I do that, and I've looked up all of your families.
Gee, I do wonder why he would send you a letter.
Information. So just so that we're here and we're straight, anyone that wants to try to make some argument about how it's not a dox is most likely trying to ignore what JLR did in the beginning.
So, if we ignore what you did, we are bad, just like JLR? Wow, mate.
They're trying to ignore that JLR started all of this through doxing my family. He shared it with Betty. They both then send me messages. And we've already been through this a million times. There was no controversy when I went live to talk about the PayPal docs from either Betty or JLR. There was no controversy. There was no one arguing against it. Everybody agreed. Nobody made videos, right?
This was before JLR hired Franz Kafka to handwrite your pistol-packing mama-threatening letter. The letter was delivered to the wrong home by means of a buffalo-drawn carriage. Your mum subdued the threat, much like Ralphie saves the playground from Black Bart. And now, you've fallen victim to the cruel, terrible, deplorable internet. Never mind.
It was just, everyone agreed. Yeah, you don't go because you only made a video about stuff you did in your past. You do not go, look up his family's names and addresses, get them all listed into a big list, and then PayPal it to him and then share it to your friend Betty so she can do it too. You don't do that. It's so incredibly inappropriate. Now, again, sure, this may work when you've got some people whipped into a dramatic situation. It's not going to work. It's not going to be a point. It's not going to, what am I trying to say? When we all get to respond to this.
Unfortunately, we all includes detractors.
That's going to immediately be bailed on. People that are bringing that up, people that are making points of that, the minute that I debunk that, they're just going to move on to something else because it's not a point. If it was, I'd concede it. Can't concede it. Can't. Especially when Betty did it with him. I mean, just that one instance, that one thing, Betty participated with him in this entire first dox event. If this was him being a businessman, if this was him actually trying to, let's say, either get an interview first, none of this should have ever happened. When he switches to cease and desist as his excuse, it still doesn't make sense because where does a cease and desist go?
You have mentioned interview many times. Are you truly of the belief that he doxed and threatened you, because you wouldn't give him a sit down? Right. Do go on.
If you have legal representation, it goes to your lawyer. Your lawyer is your public-facing, individual. I offered to give JLR direct communication to my lawyer from the beginning, and he decided to dox my family. I offered to have him on the show, and he decided to dox my family, right? I offered him, what else? I offered him many options, private conversation with either me, or if there was some kind of legal threat there, then it could happen with me and my lawyer. And he decided to dox my family. Now, I get it. Right now, you've got Betty, or Molly being banned. The community sat and tried to, make some content. The views tick down. And then all of a sudden now, after I get attacked over absolute bullshit, if you recall. So did anybody bother to go? Oh, go ahead.
Did you forget there was a whole fucking woman waiting to speak? My God.
Julie. Well, let me say this first. One more thing. Did any of these channels that are so busy calling me out for being doxxed, did they bother to call out nonsense for lying on me and literally admitting to putting out false information about LB's letter on purpose to trick the community? Anybody get mad at her for that? Because I didn't see a single video. But go ahead, Julie.
So basically, Uni, I think the problem is, and obviously you're going to double down on it, which is pretty disappointing, is you said it was handwritten, right? When you did see the letter at that point, you said that in Queen Bee's panel. Then you said
let me respond.
Okay. Can I just make my points? Because you know if I'm shouldn't.
Well, I wanted to respond to the one, but go ahead. You can make the whole thing.
Okay, thank you. Then it threatening. Queen Bee obviously panicked, but it was a mention of a title because it was a cease and desist. Now, then you mentioned a second letter, and it's all a mess. Like it's and you're double down on it. If I was you, I would be like, listen, I should know.
Uni mate, the woman let you talk for near a fucking hour.
It was a handwritten threatening letter to me or my family because it was a cease and desist.
No, you know who I'll let defend me on that? I'll let Spackle and Navy defend me on that.
I do not foresee this event in the near future.
Because so there's some timelines getting messed up.
I think they left for a reason, Union. It's because they were misled. Like, a lot of people were misled. That's what you're not getting, and you're going to double down in it, and you're going to lose.
No, I'm not going to double down.
What the fuckery is this then?
You're going to lose a lot of respect, and the fact you're doubling down on this, respectfully, you are.
Okay, wait. Tell me what I'm doubling down on first, because I think you're talking past me. So what am I doubling down on? Which part?
The letter, the PayPals, everything. Like, you're saying it's a dox. If you look up the meaning of doxing, that's not a dox. Intimidation tactic, yes. Wrong, yes, but it's not.
So what? Okay, Julie. Okay. Just explain this to me then. Why did he PayPal me the names of my family and their addresses? Why?
Because it's a piece of. And it was an intimidation tactic.
That was a dox.
But he did not put it out. He did not put it out in a public sphere.
Okay,
He quite literally cannot handle a debate, if he cannot handle criticism from his own pal. I thought he was the greatest debater. Never mind.
I want to let you know something, and I hope you investigate this for me, okay? Because it'll change your mind. You do not have to put someone's docs out publicly to dox them. You can share the docs with other people that either have a reputation and a propriety to treat information sensitively, or you can share it with other people who have a propensity to dox people and threaten people with information.
My fucking god, is this almost over?
Now, a dox does not, again, I've been making this argument literally for years. No one has ever come back to challenge it until now. I will respect you on it. If you can convince me that in order to be doxxed, you must share some piece of information on either YouTube or Twitter or whatever, because again, sharing it, if I know you do what Betty does, and I give you JLR's information, I'm doxing JLR. It's just a fact.
You are kind of a dick. You haven't let her complete a sentence. This is quite maddening. And very disappointing.
That's just a factual statement. Okay? And we could go through this for hours. So here's what I'll say, Julie. Let's talk about this afterwards. Me and you, because you are willing to talk to me, I think. And if we'll both get on the same page when it comes to what a dox is.
I'll be honest, I don't think we're going to get on the same page. As far as the letter thing goes, you're doubling down on it. If I was you, I did a video on you yesterday, and it was pretty, kind with the criticism. And
Yes. She was actually quite fair.
And I understood the initial panic, but the doubling down, the saying it was handwritten, you kind of shat in Navy, and the people that left when...
I did what now? Okay, let's go through each thing one by one. Do you mind if we do that?
Of course.
Okay, good. All right. So let's start with we'll go past the dox thing. We'll talk about it later. I am not doubling down that it's a dox. I'm going off of...
I'm saying about the letter, you're not getting...
I know. We're going to go through each one.
Right.
But I would just start...
You are absolutely ridiculous. Shut up, mate. Listen to some criticism.
With the first point you made with the docs, and we can talk about that later. The second point is something about being handwritten, okay?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so let me show you something. Hold on, I gotta go out to my car and get it. Just hold on. Oh, I can't go live here. Okay, after this, I'm going to go live with you in Discord, and I'm going to show you a letter.
Why bother to go public if you are going to refuse to show any proof publicly?
From him. It's in my car, okay? And then we'll talk about the handwritten thing after. So what's the one after handwritten?
The digs at Navy and everyone leaving, I just don't appreciate that, because they
felt
misled.
I was just joking. Okay, Julie, I was doing that because, again, they're my friends, right? Whether they leave the Discord or not, they're my friends. I feel like I can joke with Navy right now, even if he's mad at me about this situation.
Oh, I'm unsure if you truly believe this. Or, if you are saying this to back up your claim that you haven't the slightest idea what everyone is gutted over. Interesting.
Remember, I haven't talked to Navy since Saturday night, so... I think I'm going to end up talking to him today. I don't see him ignoring me. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll figure out what's there. But no, I wasn't being mean to Navy. I was just being a guy.
LOL.
The way that friends respond to another friend getting mad at them over something, we make jokes about it. We take tiny little joke digs at each other. And if he wasn't my friend, I promise you I wouldn't have done it. But I only said what I said towards Navy because I consider him my best friend. I wasn't lying about that. It's not a show tool or something. So yeah, and if you took it that way, I apologize, and I'll make sure not to joke with anyone publicly.
I do not believe that Navy finds any of this amusing.
I don't know. You've not seen the Discord, but the way the Discord is, it's like
I'm there now. I just got in.
Yeah, everyone's turning on. It's not everyone, but some people are like saying bad stuff about the people that left, that have done a lot.
Oh, I'm not going to allow that. I'm not going to allow that.
Yeah, well,
I won't allow it. I'll handle that as soon as I get in there. Okay, we'll do a meeting.
Why do I not believe this? I mean, you cannot even be bothered to stream on your platform that hosts your paying members.
Well, okay, so listen, the reason she said a lot herself, to be honest.
Oh, well, hold on. Let me just handle that. Hold on.
I'll just be honest.
Okay. I just told Unirock that I need to talk to her about that. Okay, so hold on. Navy, I'm sure, told you something that I want to tell everyone publicly. But I haven't been able to because
he didn't tell me anything.
Drama.
He said a goodbye later in the Discord a lot, and then Sparkle.
Okay, so the reason I haven't been in the Discord since yesterday, in the middle of the night, so that would have been the night before, I guess. It would have been like whenever me and Nate. Oh, today's Monday, Sunday. Okay, Saturday night. I wasn't in.
Does anyone else feel that Rachel defends him so blindly because he is such an aggressive human to disagree with? Just myself.
wait a minute, what is today? Monday. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't in Sunday. And then I just got in when we did for about 2 hours before I did this space. And I was talking to people in the administration room, just kind of getting the lay of the land. So I couldn't come out publicly and say it. But since he's doxed all to living hell right now anyway, my father had emergency surgery Saturday. This is not a defense tactic, or I would have put it out publicly days ago.
Sorry to hear. That is just terrible. Yet, you did have time for your strange community and Twitter flexes. Carry on.
But this is a fact to why I had to leave the house and do a lot of things that, other than coming home to sleep and going to church this morning, and when I got home, I wasn't able to do anything from when me and Navy went, like when I was arguing with him Friday night, which I felt was a friendly argument like we always have. And I'm sorry, Saturday night? Yeah, I'm getting my days mixed up because it's been a hell of a 3 days. But that's the case. I'm not asking for sympathy at all. I'm not asking you to talk about it publicly because I don't want people talking about my dad. He's just been brought into this by JLR.
No. The PayPal allegation and the letter could have all very well remained private. It was you who took to your channel and announced these things. Wow.
All I want for people to do, because that happened, is to understand that it is an absolute truth that would have been Saturday night at like 3 a.m. until now, I haven't been in Discord or live or anything. So that's all I ask. That's it. All I ask for is that, okay, Uni has been gone from the internet for the last X amount of hours. That's all I'm asking. So anyway, I'm catching up too, Julie. So I apologize. I'm not sitting here thinking Navy is mad and never going to talk to me again or anything. Navy has left the Discord before.
Rachel has been proper humiliating herself on your behalf. And you mean to say you haven't a clue what is happening?
From what I can recall, maybe that was BCP. One of them has left the Discord before, a couple of them, and they always come back after we talk. That's how we've been doing this for 4 years.
You are simply the most manipulative jackass I've ever encountered online. How did I never notice?
Yeah, it's surprising to me to see everybody in such a tizzy, but I'm trying to get there, and I apologize for making jokes. I truly, truly do.
No, no, it's fine. It's just because the Discord atmosphere. I thought you were being like that as well, but obviously you weren't. You've not been in it. So I apologize for
No, I promise.
misinterpreting that.
I'm not lying. No, you're fine. Look, I'm hated right now. Everybody hates me right now, and I hope Navy, mostly, will take this as a lesson, because I argued against Navy very hard when he wanted me to take like a 3-day break from addressing the drama when Nonsense first attacked me, okay? It ended up being longer than that, of course, but I really feel that when he looks back on this, once we all, well, again, I'm not even mad. I want everyone to know that. I don't care if you left the server. I don't even know who all did. I don't care if you're still in the server. I don't care if you hate me or if you love me. My point is, when this thing calms down, this drama, and we all talk about this, those that will talk to me about this, I don't think you're going to be mad after we talk at all.
Wow. So, you're basically blaming Navy? Navy can learn from this? We all see where this is going. He shall die dramatically, and heroically, on this embarrassing hill.
I've been through this a million times. So, what I should have done was respond the first thing that happened. And yes, that would have been out of character. I think Navy was right. Go ahead, though, if you want to jump in.
I think, while you're saying hopefully Navy will reflect, I think you need to reflect on.
Oh, I will. I need to know what I need to reflect on first.
Oh. My. God. Let her talk, you fucking wanker.
That's what I'm doing with you right now. So I think that's where we're off. I'm sitting here absorbing, I guess, a drama that happened in the last 24 hours for the first time. You've already experienced that drama, so our minds haven't met yet. And I just told you I apologize for that, and I'll consider that there's been a big drama, and I'll start listening instead of talking. So
you appear to only talk to listen to your own voice. You've no desire to have an intelligent conversation with anyone. Perhaps Navy
but
is sick of your shite.
We need to separate certain issues. That's the main thing we have to do, is separate those issues, handle what's there, and I will respond publicly today and handle this garbage so that it's over. So if I am going to do that, as much as this sucks, I am going to ask if you've been around, if you're someone that's been giving me an opinion, let's say for more than 2 months, I guess. Now, because there are good people that have been giving me an opinion for a week, but I'm mainly speaking to people that have been around for a couple months or more.
I have been giving you my opinion since 2021. You are behaving like a proper asshole, and acting like a 16-year-old whose girlfriend caught him staring at the athletics coach.
If you left for some reason yesterday, I don't know why that's being held on me, because I have no clue. Like, again, we need to go talk about that, which we can do after this. So I know that they got mad, and it had something to do about Queen Bee tagging and the letter. And I thought that if we handled the tagging thing, it would do a lot to handle the issue. But if there's more than that, I want to know what it is. If you get what I'm saying, but let's
you
just
know exactly what it is.
If you're too busy to talk right now, it's up to you. I mean, it's whatever you want.
Yeah,
obviously I need to get caught up.
Yeah, I don't think you're really understanding that people feel misled by the letter situation.
Yeah, so let's go there real quick. Okay.
My God,
let's
Julie
see.
has
Hold on.
more
Let me see,
patience than I shall ever possess.
Let me actually go to the timeline because it'll help me not misspeak here. Okay, so let's see. JLR goes stochastic mails my mom 8 days ago. That would have been Sunday. Okay, so it's been a week. Okay, the letter happened a week ago. Okay, so on that video, I came in to tell everybody a few things. Now, what's happened, in my opinion, before we move forward with things, is for some reason this has become a huge talking point. This letter again. So we need.
I simply cannot imagine why. Why ever would anyone be speaking out this letter?
Why?
Just
so I know.
It was originally handwritten, threatening to you and your
Okay.
family when it was a legal threat and a cease and desist.
That
What
didn't
the
happen.
fuckery is in that
That's not
vape
what I said.
contraption he's always
That's not what I
smoking?
said. See, this is what I need to do. We have to go back to the video that I put out. Because in the video I put out, I've been honest this whole time. I said, and so just hear me out. Let me say this. Just do me a solid, though, because there's feedback coming through. Can you mute for a second? Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's just get through this, and then we can, figure things out. Wherever this is coming from, this whole thing that I'm sitting here saying these things, they're lying. I went live, and I told everybody exactly what happened.
No, you did
Now,
not.
This is ironic that you're saying that the handwriting thing and something else. What was the other thing you said? You don't have to answer. Just handwriting. And whether it was threatening. Those two things are a major sticking point right now that people are mad about. That's exactly what Nonsense was making videos about. That's exactly what I think Down the Rabbit Hole was making videos about.
Wait, why is it ironic? Are you insinuating that Julie and others are siding with those creators?
There are creators out there making videos that were lying about what I said about that letter.
You said it in Queen Bee's panel that it was handwritten.
Okay. No, well, okay. Hold on. Let's go through the handwritten thing. Let's separate the issues. Okay, so it depends on when I said it. I was under this understanding that
first you tell us you did not say it.
Told me it was.
Now,
at first,
it simply depends on when you said it.
I said it was handwritten.
My God,
I don't know if I
man.
was interrupted.
Stop it.
Right? I wasn't supposed to even be giving details about the letter at that time. Okay?
Why did you go live about it then? That's my question.
Because, again, I had to. I've explained this 50 times. I'll go ahead and do it again. But I've always reported every dox in the community. Every time. Every time.
That is a right fucking lie.
It happened to anybody. It would be so massively unfair and hypocritical. I don't know if people just don't consider Betty, Molly, and JLR as people with rights that, you have to actually consider everybody. That when you report on things, that's literally the definition of reporting compared to being biased. And because of the amount of times I have reported an instant dox while I'm live, Molly would dox people, or even back into previous stories, there's never been an issue with reporting on a dox. And when I went live, I told people that I'm going to give you limited information. I'm going to go get the letter and read it. That's what I said that day. And it was, if that was a Sunday when I went live, it took a couple days before I went and actually done that. So I want to see a timeline before people accuse me of lying or being disingenuous. When I went to my...
Thankfully we are reaching the end of this recording. I am unsure how much more I can handle of this circle speaking.
Lawyer. The first time I talked to her, I was told to stop talking about it. And I'd already told them what I'd said. This is over the phone now. But I was told, okay, you're done. We need to have an actual meeting. Right? I got to pay her, sit down, hear everything. Then we can decide what would be said. And she told me, and I've been saying this, that the statement would come from my lawyer. Now, I had everybody in the community saying, well, that's fair. He went live. The overwhelming amount of people in his side chat, in his Discord, and the logic in my head said, I need to go to my attorney. Okay? So...
I'm completely lost now.
It's really weird for me to hear. I only said that the letter was threatening in the community tag. And I wrote that very irresponsibly, and I admitted that to Queen Bee and apologized. Because I was very, as much as I was trying to play it off, pissed off and upset, right? My mom told me that it's a threatening letter from the perspective of a lawsuit.
That is not at all what you said, Uni. My God.
And I had stated in the stream that while the text was not, I can literally call to almost exactly what I said in the stream. So for people to say that I claim this or I claim that, and then act like that's some kind of deceptive thing, that just blows my mind. You would expect that the channels out there would have played my video. They would have ran with information from it instead of running from...
That's what you said, though.
How fucking high are you? Where do you think we all got the clips from?
That is what you said. Like, you said that in Queen Bee's panel.
Where?
And you said it was handwritten.
Yeah, I went on Queen Bee's panel much later, okay? What day was it? Do we know?
Looked at the letter. You said it was threatening and your mum had to get her gun. You said it was addressed to your mum.
Yeah.
You said it talked about Queen after you seen the letter.
Okay, hold on.
Someone else's tweet. I just wanted to read that out because they would put it better than I did.
Okay, you got to say it one at a time. I'm dumb. So go one at a time with me.
That's your one. It was handwritten and stated
as
handwritten after you looked at the letter.
Okay, well, it was. Sorry, there were parts of it that were handwritten. There were parts that weren't, and that's what ended up creating that controversy or
Was
issue.
it your signature?
So that's why I'm saying before hold on, before I respond to what I said on Queen's panel or something, I want to hear what I said because I want to know if I was interrupted. I want to know what the context is before I just accept that I said it was handwritten, and then maybe all I can think of is that I was going to talk about the envelope, or I was telling the story of what I was seeing or something, and I got interrupted. That's what I kind of recall in my head, but I don't want to say that yet until I go watch it. I've been very busy. So yes, there is a lot of misinformation from me on Queen's panel. There's a lot of misinformation from me in the first stream, not because I was deceptively representing anything. It's what really happened. So let me just respond first, okay?
Just take the L. Take it.
So give me 30 seconds. It'll probably be a minute. So I got the letter at my mother's home, right? And she calls me on the phone because I don't live with her. And she says, you got this letter, yada, yada. And then she starts reading it. Now, my mother, I don't want to talk about her. This is one of the major things here, major issues of this. Everybody out there is going to attack her. They're going to say that I opened the door.
No one's hating on your
You know
mother.
what I mean?
Listen, no one's hating on your mother.
So my mother read it to me, and what she read to me was the words, okay? And so if you imagine I'm being read the letter, right? I'm sitting there listening to it like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what is he trying to say there? Like, what in the fuck? Because she was slurring it up, and she was hard to understand.
Wow, you just threw your own mum directly under the bus.
I had to have her go back and read a couple things a couple times. It was a confusing mess to have her read it, right? But and people are saying, well, you shouldn't have gone live. No, I should have. I shouldn't have gone live if every time there was a dox, I stopped myself and said, hold on, before we talk about this on the air, even to let people know the breaking news of what's happening, I need to go offline and I need to sit down and I need to look at every detail and then come back and talk.
Oh no, please Uni. Please do not take away our access to your superior breaking news. Whatever shall we do?
That's what I should do if I've been doing that to doxes the whole time. But if the whole time I've been talking about them in stages, I can do it for myself too, okay? I get the letter, I go into Discord after mom reads it to me, and again, I invite everybody who's mad at me to go listen to the video I did. My mother was reading me the letter. It was hard for me to understand what she was saying, and it had a list of YouTubers in it. That turned out to be true, not deceptive. So I have no clue how anyone can say I lied, or I didn't do enough, or I should have done it differently, or anything, because even Navy and I, when we're talking about this, he admits that every other dox, every other situation that mirrors mine, we talked about instantly and never had a second hesitation.
You really are trying to make your best mates the fall guy in this.
And he admits that, from when I was read the letter, when I went live the first time. So here's my question. Why is the blame being put on me when I wasn't being deceptive? When people, instead of going live and telling the truth that day, went live and just started lying on me. Those are the people who actually did something malicious, not me. Now, I'm not doubling down. Listen to me.
You are, respectfully, you are. And I'm just going to stop talking at this point. There's no point in me even talking
Okay,
anymore.
so hear me out here. No, I was going to say, let's go talk where I'm not trying, because I'm actually right now trying to talk to the audience, do a space. Let's go sit down and talk and we'll come back. Why don't we
Then why host the space in the first place?
do that? Why don't I just finish what I was doing right now? We'll go talk. Catch me up on everything that's happened. Catch me up on the criticisms that are out there, or whatever. You don't personally have to do it. Again, I'm talking about that's what I'm going to be doing. And if you want to help, or if you want to give an opinion, you can while I'm doing it. And then I'm going to, upload, finish the upload, and go live. So I mean, arguing or fighting or something there's no there's no productivity there. I'm not trying to do that with you. But again, this is my first day, my first minute back, and I want to kind of get on track. So so you're saying that it sounds like I'm doubling down somehow. Okay, well then I'll shut up then.
No the fuck you won't. Stop it.
All right, right there. What am I supposed to do if I disagree though? Well, obviously I'll go into Discord and meet with everybody, and they can get me up to speed. They can actually show me what the issue is or what I said that was wrong. I'll clip it, take it to my channel, make it, put out my opinion on it, and everybody can do what they want to do. But I'm going to tell you right now from the grip here, I didn't lie to anybody. I wasn't being deceptive. I don't know why that's coming. People are coming here with that or something. Like, again, if people are going to sit and say that the letter wasn't a dox, or if the letter wasn't, threatening and trying to intimidate, if you're going to admit that it's intimidating and threatening, then it is a dox. I don't know. And that's an issue there too, because I have no clue how anyone can feel any different. We've treated it like this for years, and now we're going to shift our opinion. But if whatever happens, I guess. That's all I can do. All I can do is be open. All I can do is be honest. If you want me to get, they've already shown the letters. I'll show you both of them, whatever you want. And we'll talk about it. Then I'll come back to the space, because what you're telling me, Julie, is that I'm missing a lot. There's a lot that I'm missing, and it sounds like I'm doubling down. That's what you're saying. I think that's a yes. Okay.
LOL. Well, he spends another 2 minutes confusing absolutely everyone. And, As I mentioned earlier in the stream, he took to Kick for nearly 3 hours. Yet, left his larger YouTube audience stranded for information. Many of his longtime members have expressed that they do not wish to go to Kick to pay him for content. Understandable. Never mind, that is all I've got for now. If you missed this as a premiere, do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Cheers.